does the groom's course that you've rolled out so far entail?
So the basic stable management, obviously cleaning stable, managing your stable, keeping it clean, hygiene, flies, just managing that it's, and making it
biosecurity friendly.
Obviously. No, and just that they use their time, that they work more efficiently and not harder, if that makes sense, that they become more aware of what's going on and that they can work efficiently in the yard. And so stable management, horse welfare, a lot of how to handle a horse, safety around the horse. Like the main thing that we go on them is safety around the horse.
That's great.
Don't just go in there, the horse, and pat it on the bum and think that you're gonna, don't run up to a horse in a paddock and
I'm sorry, and I'm laughing because that's I do.
We know it's happened, and I think a lot of the grooms, they get hired, and like you say, you assume they know how to do everything, and then it's a new guy and he gets thrown in with so and so, and he must do it, and a lot of them. The first course we did, they were like, please teach us how to handle the horse correctly. Give us better knowledge on managing the horse. Stallions, not even stallions, just normal horses. How do we lead it to the paddock with it, not dragging us off or
us dragging them.
Exactly. So, and also, what is my horse saying? He's got his ears back.
I love
what is
that.
he doing? Not just walk in the stable. Like, be aware of your horse's body language, because if you're aware of that, you can immediately say, oh, that is not normal behavior for my horse today. He's not feeling well, or something's bothering him, or he's sore, or something like that.
And I'm sure as a vet, those subclinical warning signs, I've heard you before ask people, like, when did you notice the horse was off? It's not a temperature. It's not a swelling.
And they work with them all day. So they must...
I mean, to give you an example, you go to see a colic and it's an impaction. I have stable yard managers phoning me now. My horse got colic. It only did one stool last night. And when I go and I speak to the grooms, how many does it do? Or how many did it do? No, we only saw one. How many does it normally do? So, I mean, that's an early warning system.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really an early warning system. They can report in the morning.
The insurance companies should sponsor your course.
No, that's one of the things I said. What do you? So one of the first questions is, what do you do when you start work in the morning? Feed the horses. So I said, oh, and you're feeding that horse and he's sick. What's going to happen? Oh, I said, you walk past your stable. You know your horse. If his head is not out there, it's in the back, and normally his head is out. That's like your first sign, and eventually it will become something. It just naturally happens. Oh, that's not a normal thing for my horse to do. That's, let me check what's happening in the stable. Let me not feed him. Let me call the bath or whoever, that. So those are like and straight away they can say, oh, my horse is not right. His leg's swollen. I don't know what he did all night. Stables all over. That's like their first sign. So for me, the horse handling and being able to be aware of your horse is more important than how do you clean a stable. I mean, everyone can manage to clean a stable as long as it's clean and the horse, there's nothing in there that the horse will injure the horse. So the horse tack, how to put on a bridle without the horse throwing its head up and around. What's the nicest way to do that? And a lot of them come in and the horse is up in the air and they can't do it. Like, just get it to put its head down. The easiest thing in the world. And then you'll find
it's just education.
Just education.
And it creates a happier horse. It's ultimately a welfare issue.
Yeah, and you can tell. I mean, it's all of that. I mean, and the grooms are the ones, and they want to learn. They really, really want to learn. And then basic feeding, watering, why is watering, good clean water important?
Why do they need
Why
grass?
is it important to keep the paddock clean? Why don't you want to leave old grass lying around for the horse to eat? All those little things. And don't eat cut grass from the lawnmower. Don't feed it to your horse. Those little things that
feed it to the sheep.
Oh,
get a sheep.
Even worse. And then, so tacking up, it's a nice way to. Does your tack fit? Suddenly your horse is trying to bite you. Why? What's going on? Check the tack.
I love this. This is such insightful.
Like, do things that,
important.
like little things like that. So, and yeah.
I think a lot of riders could attend this. A lot of owners. Not really. It's just
that's what Mariette and I were talking about it. It's not just for your grooms. It's for anybody that wants to get a better understanding of horses and how you work with them correctly and humanely, or the friendlier way to work with them. And one of the things is also teach your horse to behave at home. Don't wait till it gets to a show to now try and teach it not to drag you off. And I'm like, a lot of the grooms, they sit there the whole day and you get tired. I mean, and you get grumpy, and now your horse is dragging you all over the place because you haven't managed him at home correctly. And now
it's not the horse's fault. It's not the
horse's
groom's fault.
It's not the groom's fault. The rider's shouting because, so little things like that. They need to speak up a little bit for themselves, and say the horse is not happy for some reason, and be able to do that. And then basic lunging. I mean, the lunging is
it's a fine art.
It's a fine art. And a lot of them want to do it, and you can teach them the basics, the safest basics. But again, it's all about safety. And one of the other things we said to them, if you don't feel safe around a horse, get a helmet. Ask somebody for a helmet. If you don't feel safe, just do it. Gloves. Just look after yourself, because at the end of the day, if you are broken, you can't work, your family, and they're just going to